wanted to share a video on a recent spy shot to the Mark 8 Golf R potential performance pack or 8.5. Basically what it had was it has a little canard and sort of like the front, maybe some extra tweaks here and there, who knows. And I want to kind of discuss it because this has been a bit of a surprise. I mean, we're October 2022, there's hardly any Mark 8 Golf Rs around because of all the supply chain issues, and you're already talking about a new model. It's kind of like, it's crazy to think about. I think the if it is an 8.5, I think they're definitely going to change that, because obviously they've had issues, well coveted issues. They should not have released that. They should not have put that into production. It was pretty horrendous. I still love my buttons, hey. That's where I am, and I think a lot of people are like that as well. Funnily enough, it works quite nicely, particularly on the move. So what was this car doing, or why was it on the Nürburgring and sort of doing its stuff? Well, I think they've got to kind of match the competition. That's one thing. You know, you've got competitions all over the place. The new Civic Type R's coming out soon. I've seen the new Civic. I don't like the look of it at all, but I didn't like the look of the last one. But the way they drive is normally pretty good because Honda kind of know what they're doing. The rivals are all out there. Hyundai are obviously raising their game at a slightly better price point as well. You got like things like the Focus ST. They've released the Track Pack, which I kind of mentioned about too. So is this just like, you know, something potentially a little bit cheap from VW? I think it could be. You know, I just don't see them putting full-on money into their cars anymore. I don't see them saying, oh, you know, let's invest, you know, loads of R&D into getting this to be the best. They don't care. All they're thinking about is ID3s, ID4s, ID5s, electric. And that's not just part of VW. That's obviously part of the VW and Audi group. Or your next new Audi, your next new Porsche, it's all part of the same stuff. Skoda, all in the same group, so they all have the same problems. I think they'll be doing, particularly all the cost cutting they've been doing in the cars with so much stuff that they've taken away from the Mark 8. It's quite staggering really, compared to say like my Mark 7. I love stuff like underfloor like this, that's cool. Don't have that. I like having this. No, can't have that. I like having a sunglasses holder. Can't have that. I like having a battery cover underneath. I like having a gas strap for my bonnet. Can't have that in the Mark 8. All cost cutting. And you've got to think that if you multiply that by the amount of cars that VW sell, it's a huge amount of saving. But when they brought out the car that I'm sitting in now, the Mark 7, they were bang on their game. You know, it came out just before Dieselgate as well, and I think that helped them just to be able to just fully send it. And it was obviously, the R wasn't necessarily, for example, the well-known enthusiast car like it is today. It was sort of a bit of a speculative thing, a bit of an overpriced GTI, which, yeah, it was very expensive. And they sort of made it a better price point. These weren't that much different to a GTI, whereas now the Mark 8 Golf R is a good sort of $5 grand, $6-7 grand more, which does make a difference. What do you think? What do I think of these kind of spy shots? What is this car going to be all about? Well, I think it's probably, I hope it does improve something on the performance side. Do canards do a little thing, or is it just like a styling pack? If it's just a styling pack, I just can't be bothered with that. It's like I'm all for doing stuff for a purpose. Does it make a difference to the car? Like, you know, like the performance pack that you can get with the rear spoiler. Does that rear spoiler actually do anything? I'm going to say no. I reckon a car without that rear spoiler is going to go just as fast around the Nürburgring as a one with, personally. It's not a rear wheel drive car. It's not like, you know, it's not like a stupidly high performance crazy car. Does it make a difference? I don't think so. Does it produce real downforce? I'm not so sure. So I'd love to see something that actually makes a difference, and like even something that like cools the brakes, because like the brakes on the Mark 8 Golf R are super cool. I don't know. I just don't think it's going to be, you know, it's going to be anything special. I spoke about the Focus ST's Track Pack, and yeah, it's the same kind of thing. But the images do look interesting, and I'm glad they are trying little updates, and we'll have to see what it does come out to in the end. I'm interested to know your thoughts as well, particularly with so many people still waiting for their Mark 8 Golf R. You've got the 20 years knocking around. Is this an 8.5? Is this a performance pack upgrade? For reference, on the VW website now, I think base Golf Rs are like £43,000. £43,000. Inflation affects absolutely everything, and they're just going up and up and up. It's gonna crack at some point, sadly. But it was nice to kind of see the spy shots, and for sure I'll show you a bit more information as and when it comes out, exactly what it is about. And you know, they're not going to mess around because they can't wait. They can't sit around, VW, going, yeah, we're just going to test this for a couple of years. You know, we'll hear more within the next couple of weeks, and if not a couple of months max. Yeah, will people cotton onto it? Will people buy it? Will it be expensive extra option? Keep going back to the Focus ST, the track pack, it's like £3,000. A lot of money. Interesting. Let me know what you think of some of the images as well. I'm really interested to know your comments. It's a community channel. That's what I love to share. But I'm happy that they're producing something. You know, I'm always a glass half full kind of person. Give something a go, and I have massive respect for VW to even make the Golf R, even make it in this day and age. Because look at Ford. They really messed around with the figures really with the Focus RS. They should have done a Mark IV Focus RS. It would have sold loads, and it would have reduced the price of the Mark III Focus RS so more people could get into it. Thank you, VW, for still doing stuff and still trying to produce stuff. And you have made a great car. I just wish it was more accessible for so many more people. Like this car that I'm sitting in, a lot of people could get into it. A lot of people could get into it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below.